at least psychologically, you gotta be tough at something. If you're gonna do good in business, you're making it a lifestyle that you're accepting. Well, I'm gonna spend years of my life every day for years. I'm gonna go do tough things. Ha! How are you? Today brought the homie Flex Lewis. For those that don't know, that don't have a television or chose to live a lifestyle of being, weak, skinny. Flex won the Mr. Olympia. How many times? 5, 6, 7. 7 times. 5 wasn't enough.
6 wasn't.
6, you said.
We just went 7.
7. Yeah. 7 times. Only 7 years in a row. Just 7 years in a row. Won the most prestigious bodybuilding tournament. Is that the right word? Tournament?
Yeah.
Beauty pageant for big, strong.
I don't know if there's beauty involved with this face, but we'll take the tournament part. Yes.
Won the most prestigious bodybuilding tournament in the world 7 years in a row. And runs a fantastic gym out in Las Vegas called the Dragon's Lair. I work out there frequently. Fantastic building, fantastic, not just the equipment, but the environment you put together there. It looks cool. Cool people go there. If you're in Vegas, stop through, get a day pass, check out. It's called the Dragon's Lair. The Dragon's Lair gym out in Las Vegas. A lot of people stop through. It's where you said a lot of people come through the day passes that give an amazing amount of tourists. It's like a destination. People leave the airport, they got their luggage, they turn up at your gym, still got their luggage.
Or on the way out too, with their luggage before they go to the airport. Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So it's a hell of a place. It's a beautiful gym. Some serious equipment, fun people. So check out the Dragon's Lair gym when you're in Vegas. Flex and I have been hitting weights for the last 3 days. He says my calves are hopelessly skinny.
Slightly. Not the case, but.
I was putting up 1,000 pounds on the leg sled earlier. I said, what could I do better, Flex? He said, well, put some fucking weight on it. So, what other advice did you have to share this week? Maybe share with the audience or your observations of our trainings together.
I think the first part of me coming in was to see what you've been doing, and then assess what and how you've been doing it, I should say, and then make some changes. Then we kind of done my workouts, and I think if anything, you've been doing fantastically on your own, but now we're going to do better. Consistency, like with everything that you do in life, is key, and you've been consistently getting better, consistently chasing your own personal goals. And now you've given me the ability to be privy to the new goals that you're going to be chasing, and we're going to change things accordingly to go after them. So I think for me, being here the last 3 days, I'm training for the last 3 days. We've done 4 different workouts in 3 days. This guy definitely lives, true to his form, and he definitely doesn't have a hobby at all that he can just do. He has to do everything 100% or nothing. So following my routine that I've obviously been specializing in for 2 decades is what we've been doing for the last 4 days. And if anything, I'm very impressed with the mentality more than anything else. The abundance to listen, learn, process.
You're impressed with my forearms, my bulging biceps.
Oh, mine have come from other things, but we won't give the reference to the website.
I won't give away your secrets.
But nonetheless, again, it's been fun. We've had a lot of dialogue. Again, as Derek said, for me, I've got multiple businesses in different sectors, and not only has there been information passed on from me, there's been information passed on from him, and it's been a fantastic 3 days of knowledge from both parties.
Something I really enjoy about spending time with you. There's other people that you can do things. People do things sporadically and have a pretty good outcome. You can have an okay outcome, a lot better than average. I hate talking about average because,
what is average?
But I have this thought that I've shared for years that if a person, if you made a minimal effort, you could be in the 80th percentile of anything. If you made a minimal effort, you could be in the 80th percentile. Most people aren't even paying attention to anything. So if you just paid attention and half-assed did something, any dummy could make it to the 80th percentile. And with a small bit of brains and a bit of dedication, you could get to the 90th percentile of something. But to be the top person in the world at something, that's a different level of dedication. There's 8 billion people, and to be the number one person at something, and I've thought about a lot of things in business that way. That you're not going to get it's not an extraordinary result overnight. When idiots on the internet, or the first week of a course, every course there's a couple idiots that start. They don't finish my courses. We kick them out, and we're getting toward this midpoint now where most of the idiots are gone, and there might be one, there might be two. If you're offended by the word idiot, it's you I'm talking about.
That's true.
But the majority of people here, nearly everybody here, they're pretty focused, they're pretty serious, and they're making decisions in their head, like what level of success do they really want? What level of determination are they willing to put in? And I think those mindsets that it's not even things you say directly; it's just kind of the way that you are. Those mindsets rub off on each other, and I learned little things about that. And that like, well. My version of that, or the way that I would say it, is, well, some days I wake up, I don't feel like doing something, and I remind myself, well, the success gods, they don't care what I feel like.
They don't give a shit.
Success gods have no concern about my feelings. The money gods, they don't care about my feelings, but they will reward people that go engage in the right behaviors consistently, even when they don't feel like, especially when you don't feel like it, especially when it sucks, especially when it's hard, especially when you don't want to, is the most important time that you have to go do things. And if you won't do that consistently, then you're going to be a lot closer to average. You're not going to be the top of anything. You're not going to be doing anything at a high level. You're just going to be, a lot closer to average. Maybe make $100,000 a year or something, or maybe you make a couple $100,000 a year, and you tell yourself, well, I make 5 times more than a normal person does. Well, that's sad. Because you make 5% of what your real potential was.
Yeah.
You poor bum. You make 5% of what your real potential was. And to celebrate that, you say, I make 5 times more. You should have been making 50 times more. You should have been making 100 times more. So don't celebrate gradients of mediocrity. That you can't be perfect at everything. You're not going to be the best in the world at everything, but it is worth setting a goal, and I think it's a point of pride in my mind, and it's certain you have so many things to be proud of the things that you accomplished, not just all the trophies and all the accolades, but the internal confidence that comes with it. You're the guy that did those things. You're the guy that put in that work. That there's a confidence that comes from that maybe you'd share from your perspective, that a person who could do things like I did, or do things that you did, if you set your mind to something, you do that too,
Absolutely.
If you get yourself focused, you could do anything at a high level, because you learned how to learn, and you learned how to do the tough things. How do you think about that?
There's a lot of cliche things that you get told when you're kind of growing up, right? You get out of what you put in, and then you realize when you're older, it's like, well, that stuff that you were told, that you kind of say, it's fucking true. If I was to put in a half-assed cardio session, you better damn believe that 2nd place to 10th place was what I was looking at. And there's nobody that I've ever stood against that at one point in time, or on a different day, if they had the same mindset of me, could have beaten me. But I know that nobody can outwork me. I knew that I didn't give myself the ability to have that conversation with myself after the fact, because I crossed off my T's, I dotted every I, and when I look back on every single prep, and I can say this down the barrel to each one of you that are watching this, I never missed a cardio session, I never missed a training session, I never missed a single meal. If I started my day late, you better damn believe that I was up late getting that last meal in, setting my alarm to get up, so I was back on track the next day. And I'm traveling around the world, and you could say, well, what were you doing when you're traveling? I made a plan to fail. I had food on the plane. And literally, as soon as I landed at the other side of the world, I had meals waiting for me. I made that commitment to myself to make sure that when I look back 10 weeks, 20 weeks, 50 weeks, whatever it was, I didn't give myself the excuse to be like, damn, if it wasn't for this, if it wasn't for that. Because for me, I'm, and as you know too, I'm very critical of myself. I have high esteem for everything I do. I put that pressure on myself, let alone what the other people I have around me, and as you know, I've got a coach that's been with me for well, since I was 19 years old. And this guy is the only guy I allow in my whole life to talk to me the way he does. He's a coach, not a cheerleader. Mm-hmm. And everybody needs to have somebody in their life to keep, accountable. Even on the days where I feel like I'm high flying and stuff like this, we'll jump on a call and you'll say like, hey, how's business? How's this? How's that? And you'll say, hey, are you maximizing this and that? And I'm like, making off the call. I'm like, shit, no, I know I can squeeze the lemon a little more, Just like then when you come to me in my world and we're having talk about training, it's like, hey, you got an extra rep there and that'll piss you off to prove me wrong on the next time or right, whatever it would be. You know what I mean? It's like
our second workout yesterday, not our first workout. We worked out for 2.5 hours of real work earlier in the day.
Then done business.
Yeah. And then took a break. I had to yell a couple business things. Had a snack. And then we went back and we did about 370 sets of triceps, reps. Then I got on the other machine and crossed 400. And somebody will be thinking I'm joking,
No.
I put in over 400 reps on triceps. And then we were working on biceps. So, around my, 550th rep of my second workout of the day, about 550 reps in, my elbow is giving me a little tough time. And I set the weight down for a second. He's like, you got a few more. I said, I need just a second. And he's like, got a few more. And I said, well, my fucking elbow hurts. I got a few more, and I'm going to do a few more, but I need a second. And you remember the warm, loving advice you shared?
Straight from the heart.
He said, I don't give a fuck about your elbow. You got a few more.
He's not kidding you.
So, that's useful feedback. Now, I took a few seconds because I needed to, because I had a bit of an injury from other efforts in MMA training, and then I got back to work. You go do a few more.
You did.
But we're not there to talk sweet to each other. It don't hurt my feelings. We're not there to talk sweet to each other.
Slightly.
Do I look like my feelings were hurt?
I couldn't tell, but I knew you were pissed because you went back right in and then you done double what you should have done.
Well, I told you I was going to do it. I just needed a second.
Yeah.
It wasn't that it's not like, I have a little muscle fatigue flex. It was, my fucking arm hurt, and I'm like, all right, give that a second and get it moving right, and right range again, or, right movement, and then back at it.
Mm-hmm.
A different time, we did 200 reps on the one, we did 100, and then another 100, and then you're like, you want to do another one? And I said, hell no, I don't, but let's do it.
That's what you said. Yeah. You sat down, we were in between sets, I done my set, and we could have easily walked away from that. And I give you the option. I said, hey, you want to do another set? And that's exactly what you said. Do I want to do another set? No. But we will be doing another set. And I was like, exactly.
Yeah.
We were in, and again, I'm doing the work just as much as you too. My arms were pumped. And needless to say, we went back in and we done a phenomenal tricep and bicep workout. I was very happy with the workout.
Yeah, second workout of the day. Then we woke up today and then put up a lot of weight on legs. So, point being, some of you might not care about weightlifting, and that's fine. If we don't mind if you're weak. We don't mind if you got skinny legs. I hear the guys call it flamingo legs, little stick flamingo leg. Hey, if you want flamingo legs, no problem. Be weak.
Okay. It's okay.
We don't mind if you're weak. It's okay. Be skinny little weak fella. No problem. But at least psychologically, you gotta be tough at something. You at least got to be psychologically tough at something. And even in real estate, there's a lot of principles that apply. There's a whole lot of overlap between the MMA community and the bodybuilding community and the business community. There's a whole lot of overlap. That you're making a lifestyle out of doing tough things.
No question.
You're making it a lifestyle. You're making a commitment to yourself. If you're going to do good in business, if you're going to do good in martial arts, if you're going to do anything serious in bodybuilding, you're making it a lifestyle that you're accepting. Well, I'm going to spend years of my life, every day, for years, I'm going to go do tough things. And I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to do it again. And in moments of every day, you're not going to feel like it. You're not going to want to. And the success gods don't care if you your competition hopes you don't. Wouldn't you love it if your competition was on vacation, drinking alcohol or something the month before the event? Wouldn't you love it if everybody else on stage could take 10 days off and go get drunk?
Oh, they were hoping I would do that.
I'd love if my competition goes on vacation. I'd love if my competition was out partying, getting drunk. So I'm not doing it. In my leisure time, for my hobbies, you guys see what I'm doing with MMA stuff, and now I start being a bit more serious about weights. That I'm not trying to be Mr. Olympia. I'm in my 40s, but I can make some improvements there. We can get off another few percent body fat. We can get on another 10 pounds of muscle. Maybe the next year another 6 or 8 pounds of muscle. We'll see, and there's some improvements we can make. So why not do it?
And just interject that the fact that I want the viewers to know, off camera, the Derek that is talking, he's actually walking the walk too. His downtime is work time. Your time that we've spent outside of the gym, outside of training, has been on the businesses, and then your leisure time has been spent on working, on improving other elements in your life that, again, there's no compromise for you at a time of rest, I guess, that most people be watching TV. There's a massive TV that I've seen sitting in the house that has not been turned on once since I've been here. And we've had fantastic conversations about business, about life, from both sides. And then on that downtime, it's been spent in the gym. 2 workouts a day, learning and asking the questions, and again, continually educating to be better at something. So again, there's a lot of people that I'm around that is incredibly successful, but there's a different frequency that they're on, and their downtime that is spent on educating themselves or working on themselves physically, mentally, to be better. And also what happens in that case, then, them being better is a product of the environment that they're around and the people that are around them too. Everybody grows, everybody gets better, and everybody gains the knowledge and progresses on in life too. So
I feel most comfortable when I'm learning something, when I'm maintaining skills that I have, and then building some new skill, making some progress. I feel most confident and most comfortable when I feel like I'm maintaining everything that's good, and then building some more good. And I just feel happy that way. I don't have to feel comfortable in the short term, but I go to sleep and I think, well, hell, this shit's good. This is good. This is good. It's unbelievably good. And it's getting better. I'm doing the right things to make it better. And, when I lay down, at 4 a.m.
yeah, this guy don't sleep.
When I lay down at 3:30, 4:30 in the morning, and I put my head on the pillow, I feel good about that. I think, well, I maintained all the things that were supposed to be, nothing's sliding backwards, and some more things are making progress forwards, and not too many people are doing that. There's a lot of people that I see that there's a little click in their head that they think they made it or something. And you must have seen this also in your sport or your profession. There must be some guys that maybe did really good for a period of time and then fell off hard. And I'm not asking you to say anybody's name, but I imagine those people exist in that sport because I see it in other sports. I see it in boxing, and I see it in MMA. I see it all over in business, that somebody had a goal and they made their goal and they're like, I made it. And, now 3 years later they're bankrupt, but they made it.
Some people are confused. They'd say, Derek, what is the 10 Commandments of wealth? Not the 10 maybes of wealth. It's the 10 core things that you're going to need to know about in detail if you'd like to accumulate significant wealth in your lifetime. Click this link up here to find more information exactly what is the 10 Commandments of wealth, how is the program structured, what's inside of it, how are you going to benefit from it. If you're doing well already and you'd like to do better, click that link and find out more. There's over 100 hours of content in this program. I've interviewed dozens of world champions that shared what it took for them to win, to be the top Hall of Fame athletes in their respective areas. And I brought a lot of other superstars in there from business, from legal, people that are real world entrepreneurs that made serious money, as I have myself. We all share with you what are the foundations you're going to need to know if you want to be successful yourself. Be a chooser, not a loser. Click that link, find out more. I'll see you inside.